of gigs in high schools, and I was about to do this big high school gig in front of like 500 kids in West Texas. West Texas, which is like miles of ass, just miles. I mean, there's that desert beauty, you know, that you have to kind of know where it is to look, but if you're like 9 and you're driving along where no airwaves, no airwaves at all, no cell phone signals, you are fucked if you get a flat tire. Oh, and there's a town. And here's a kid growing up in that town going, I fucking hate my life. World of Warcraft all day long. So, West Texas, that, right? So, right before I was about to go, this girl comes bounding backstage with these red dreadlocks, and she's like, listen, could you write a poem for me? And I was like, I got like 15 minutes, what are you talking about? But she had red dreadlocks in West Texas, and a look of like, get me out of here. And I know that look, because I'm from Bakersfield, California, which is the shittiest butthole in all of America. Like really, if the United States is like this, right where my butthole is, that's where my hometown is, right there. Right there. And I guess y'all will be on my neck. Right there. So, in 15 minutes I wrote this. And it ended up being more about what I wish somebody had told me at 15. It's called Propers. This one goes out to those who refuse to be defined, who look at government forms as a challenge, who see the safe little boxes next to Caucasian and Asian, Black and Hispanic, and make their own little box labeled all of the above, who scratch out the question entirely and write their own names in large capital letters, who, when forced to choose between male and female, write instead, see attached 27-page document detailing why my gender and sexuality will never fit within the confines of your stupid little boxes. This one goes out to those who fight every day for the simple right to exist. For every gay kid ever beaten up for being gay. For every straight kid ever beaten up for being gay. It's a totally different poem, that one. For every girl who looks into the hungry eyes of magazine models and shouts, I don't need the body of a skinny 12-year-old boy to be beautiful. Gaze upon my thick thighs with envy. For every boy who winces when his friends measure their masculinity by how many girls they screw over and are man enough to call them out for it. For every girl who has screamed enough and marched with her sisters to take back the night from monsters who would rather they stay at home afraid. For every band geek who picked up a guitar or drumsticks or a French horn instead of a bong. For every poet who picked up a pen instead of a gun and expressed their anger with words and not blood. For every jock who refused to see those physically weaker than them as less than them. And for every teacher who risked their jobs by simply being there when no one else would, this one goes out to you. To those who refuse to define themselves by their GPA, by the size of their parents' bank accounts, by the clothes they wear, the music they listen to. To those who demand to be defined by their actions, not by their fashions. Who can't wait to turn 18 so they can finally vote those idiots out of office. Who refuse to be passive consumers in this self-centered nation and throw away their televisions and make their own movies, who throw out their PlayStations and make their own video games, who teach themselves to play their own music and write their own novels and create their own art. But most of all, this one goes out to the kid listening right now who thinks I cannot possibly be talking about them. The quiet kid, the one who never speaks, who never raises his voice or his hand, the one with no friends, who's never been on a date, the one ignored by parents, by teachers, by other kids. Yes, this one goes out to you most of all. Know this. I understand. I hear you. I used to be you. Don't you let anyone say your voice has no value. Raise your voice, kid, and don't you ever stop.